What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Iccy Showw. This is interview 592 interviews I've done in 5 years. Give this special guest from Pennsylvania to Boston, 617-2978. A second to get on him. We will start this Iccy Showw. If you want to be a guest, I'm booking until November. So inbox me and I'll let you know the dates I have available. Tune in on the 5th. I got Starr, the movie star. She is a Hollywood star. If you don't know who she is, do your research. She got a lot of material behind her. Web series, movies, etc. Don't forget, on the 7th, Iccy Showw Reunion of Lost Angels is coming back, episode 2, with Casper. He's going to talk about his loss of his son that the streets took him recently. So, yeah, it's going to be a touching subject, but we're going to get this handled. On the 8th, I got Lee. The 9th, Mr. Got To You. The 11th, Tentoon, Mr. Rabbit. On the 14th, Pretty Jones. 16th, Angela Edwards. 18th, P. Slums. 20th, Sprinkles. 21, P. Garci. 22nd, Final Impression. 23rd, Lenny Harris. 25th, Rockaloke. 26th, Sunny. The list goes on. What can I say? I got a lot of stars coming on the Iccy Showw. So, happy Sunday. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. My condolences to anyone who has lost anybody. I got you, cuz. I see you right now. Oh, shit. Let's go. It says adding. My hair's all wild. I apologize. What's going on, family? We got
What's
Rex.
popping? What's good? What's good?
Let's cracking. How are you, family?
I'm well. I'm doing well. How you?
Good. I feel like a star, Mr. Rap Star over here. Salute again on the Iccy Showw. We have a lot to talk about on the segment, so I look forward to getting into the business with you. How you been last year? I had you on here.
I've been good. I've been dealing with like a lot musically. Won a couple awards, won a contest. Um, trying to come out with more music, just doing everything, coming out with more clothing. I just got this done just recently.
I know. I see that. I need one of those. You need to hook your girl up with one of those for real. For real.
Word. I get it from this website. It's spelled fittg.com, and it's a website that they do customized jerseys, and it's like for any team. Like if you baseball, like this is a baseball, so this is a Pittsburgh Pirate inspired jersey by your boy Rap Store. Got my logo on it, got my name on it, got 91 on it, for the number. At 91 for the number right there, because I'm a 90s babe. So, how it is. And then I got a hockey jersey that's red, white, and blue for the Puerto Rican flag. And you could do football jerseys, you could do hockey jerseys, you could do baseball, basketball. They even got like 3D print shirts and everything, and it's all authentic, like they look authentic, and that they don't just do individuals. It's like, let's say you got like a little league team, and you want to get like a whole bunch of jerseys for, the team and everything, and they have deals on that, deal with that. I just like the way it look, because it's crazy, coming out with these certain shirts that I have. They got my face on it. I'm rocking myself. I go to work looking like that. I go to work with people stop looking at me saying, yo, that's really him on this shirt, because I'm a walking billboard. You feel me?
Yeah, I got mine on me. I try to rock mine in my city or wherever I'm going. So you got to do it to get yourself out.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
See you with the ropes around the neck. What?
Oh,
Bling the bling, baby.
oh yeah, like bling like blow. You understand what I'm saying? Bling like blow. I so icy. This is Icy on the Iccy Showw. Blow. You know, that's the ice right there. You know,
I need
got the '90s baby right there, man. It's crazy, man. You know, I do it for hip hop. You know what it is.
yes, for the culture. P. Garcia, what's up? Peace. We seen you on the Iccy Show.
Popping.
He's saying what's up to you, fam.
What's popping with you, bro? I appreciate it, man. I gotta stay. Stunt 101. G when it's stunt 101. I teach you how to stunt. That's what I'm feeling right now. Feeling right there.
So, who were you the recent feature you had this last year?
Um, I got a couple. Shout out to King Peter Hustler, popping with you, Holmes. He's a rapper for Seattle, Washington. Crazy West Coast artist. Me and him, we collab on so many different stuff. We got a new song coming right now. It's called Boricua. So this is representing the Boricua culture. You know what I'm saying? And after that, we got a song called Coast to Coast, which you can stream anywhere. King Peter Hustler off of his album Thug Style. I'm on there like a couple times. We did a song called Latin Love Remix. I'm on that one. Coast to Coast with me and him, King Peter Hustler. We got a song called Don't Play Me Close featuring Young Buck, former G Unit member. Got one of the verses. It was going to be crazy. That's a song that I wrote when that's a story. Like my verse is a story of how about I knocked out my Confederate flag racist neighbor. So, that song is always like, I'd be like, yeah, every time I hear my verse.
I feel you.
Um
I remember you talking about that the last time.
yeah, it's crazy. And I got another song with Lady V. It's coming out. It's called Stay Drip.
Late,
That's a feature that I'm doing. Shout out to Lady V. Um, I got another song coming out. It's actually an old feature, but I'm actually um in the works of actually updating it. I put a lot of work into it. So I really want this song to come out. It's called '90s Baby, and it's featuring Lily the Goddess. Shout out to Lily the Goddess. That's a feature that it's an old feature. We just haven't came out with it yet, and I'm finally coming out with it yet because dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's with this record. So I had to redo the record, so it would be like that. So that's one feature.
he got he's on here and he's uh Puerto Rican. You should get a link with him, get him a collab on that song with you.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. We could always collab, even if it's not on this song. We could always collaborate on future songs. That's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Shout out to Beverly Bush, manager. How's that go?
Beautiful Danger Entertainment. What's up? Man, we good, man. We just rolling with the punches. Going to be a lot of things exciting. That's going to be released at the end of the year by yours truly under the label. I got this song called Indigenous Nation, and it's fire. I think personally, me personally, I think this record is actually going to do. It's going to take me places because it's a real record and it's a fun record, and I can see everybody relating to this particular record, because it's a fun record, but it's also political, not political in the political sense like me talking about politics, but me being not politically correct and me saying the things that should have been said on some of these records. And um I'm not sure. The song is actually being sampled. So I actually got an agent that I'm talking to. He actually just hit me up with good news because the sample um, that I have to go through to clear the record is Universal Records. So my agent is actually talking to Universal Records to get that sample cleared. And the last time he emailed me, he told me it was like, yeah, we about to close it. They just about to give us their final say and everything. So that's another record that I can't wait to release later on this year. I'm not sure when I'm gonna release the record because it all depends on how fast and easy the record gets cleared. But it was supposed to be the intended date was supposed to be on the 9th. because that's Indigenous Peoples Day, and I wanted to make a big splash. But if it doesn't reach that, because it's already the first of it's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, catch up, catch up, catch up. So catch your checks and come on, wake up, wake up, wake up. Shout out to Crazy Bone. I hope you pull through this, man. Hip hop we cannot, I repeat, we cannot lose another soldier to this game. We're not ready for it. We are not ready for it. I want to speak to the ancestors on, healing this brother, healing the people, healing this person who is an OG and has music coming out, not only old music, but new music, and the people that, we grew up on. Hip hop cannot afford to lose another loss. It's just crazy. It's like we really need to start working out, like talking to Blue Cross Blue Shield or something like that, to offer these rappers, some type of like health plan, because it's just crazy how rappers are just dropping like that, young and old. So big positive energy, healing spirits in him. What up, Kevin Boyd? I see you. What else?
With the post that you did the other day, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
How DMs happening in the industry,
Man. So I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm trying to work with the best possible people. If anybody don't know, I was actually trying to come out with a music video for my song 1990-ish. I've been working on it since July. And my first plans was, I have a cousin who is a videographer, and he done some videos for people and everything, and I thought it would be a good idea for me and my cousin to work together. Long story short, after I had the meeting with some people, I was gonna plan to have this video shot in a place called the African American Music Festival. I mean, the African American Music place. Um, it's in actually my neighborhood, and it's like a music school. So you literally have like little kids, coming in, learning how to play the violin, learning how to play, the clarinet, like it's a music school. And the people who run it is these two older couple. They're this older couple, and they're real cool. And I remember I called them and I said I would like to shoot a music video within the scene, because I was having trouble actually trying to find places that would authorize me to do the show, because it just seemed like everything that for this video wasn't happening. I had a connection to where that my engineer, we had a mutual friend, or he had a friend that I actually was starting to get to know, and she had connections on places where I can do the music video. She had those connections. And right when I was actually about to, go further and actually talk about, uh, shooting the video at these locations, she ended up getting killed.
Oh wow, my condolences.
Thank you. And it was like, damn. So I was like, okay, I could go and ask, her people's, like, I remember my engineer was like, we could, you know, still probably, talk to some people about doing it. But I was like, I don't know, with her blessing, that would have been, crazy. Not saying that I wouldn't get the answer back, but it kind of soured me a little bit. So I was like, okay, now let me figure out what else I can do. And I ended up finding the African American music place that was in my old neighborhood that I grew up in. So I had to talk to him. And when I talked to him, I brought my father along as my confidant. And my father, he's old school, and I was, hoping and under the impression that the older couple would say yes to my agreement about shooting a music video there, because since they are older couple and their headquarters is right in the neighborhood that I grew up in, which is kind of have a bad rep for gang violence and gun violence and people dying. Um, their whole meeting, or their whole perspective of hip hop, isn't the best. And being that I am a different hip hop artist, being that I'm a hip hop artist first, not a rapper, I'm a hip hop artist, and the type of music that I make is to uplift people. I had to convince them to, see it my point of view, and that's why I brought my father, because he's an older guy and he could smooth things over with them, on my behalf. I ended up getting a yes. So I was trying to figure out, ways to, okay, I took a week off. I took a vacation off from work, had a whole week of vacation, and I was relying on my cousin to shoot the music video. When I was telling him about the music video, I hit him up twice and I was asking him to show up so we can have a meeting to go through. Neither of those times he showed up. He didn't call, no text, no answer. I would call him. I gave him my address so we could, kick it. We was going to kick it over my dad's house. They answered his phone. So I was like, you know what, I have to move on. Being that I ended up moving on, there was this guy that I had done a podcast with about maybe at the beginning of the year or sometime last year. I can't remember when, but it wasn't too long ago. And I was on his podcast, and he was seeming like he was from my area, not in the Pittsburgh area, but actually the next county. And I was on his podcast, and his name is Brandon Kintz. That's Brandon Kintz, Kintz TV. Fuck that nigga, yo. I want everybody to go and ban this, find this guy and, try to shut him out of business because he's trying to scam artists. He just scammed me for like, what, $1.45. So what happened was I go to him, I'm talking to him and everything like that. I'm like, yeah, I know that you done videos before. And he would show me some videos. And being that I was on his podcast and I was a guest on his podcast and speaking to him, I'm like, okay, I can build this connection with. So each time during the summer since July, I was asking him, I said, yo, we need to set up a date where we can meet. And every time I would set the date, he could never, meet the requirements and everything. But before we even did that, I said, okay, I already have this week off, the 4th of July week. So I said, I need you to come and we're going to do this. We're going to do that. So he charged $500, which wasn't bad. So I told him, I said, I'm going to give you half now. And then we're going to go. And when we get done with the whole project, I'll pay you the other half. So he was like, okay, cool. So each time that I would go and I would try to do, set a date, he would be like, I can't do it, or I got to do this, or can we do it at another date? And when we agreed on that date, the day before that date, he was like, oh, yeah, we can't do it, just that and third. So after about 4 or 5 times, like doing that, I just was like, I'm going to ask for my money back, because each time I, go do this, he would be like, no, I can't do it that day. So when I asked for his money back, he was like, nah, the money's not refundable. Like, the fuck you mean? I scroll up and I was like, okay, I'm scrolling up from the time we started even talking about it to from the time that we was like, nothing in the conversation said that it was non-refundable. What happened is he spent the money. He spent that half that I gave him. He spent half of it already. I don't know on what, but I got my manager on it. Bev, she went in on him. She blocked him, but she didn't block me. So I'm talking to him, and he was like, "Well, other than I can't give you your money back, but I can offer promotions. I can offer you this, that, and the third." I was like, "I don't need fucking promotions. I needed a video. That's the reason why I did it."
Yeah.
So he gave me a runaround. And he was like, "Well, I just want to pay the money. I don't want no drama, so I'm gonna just pay you the money on the 15th, which was later last month." So I said, okay, cool. He did pay me that. He did pay me half of the half that I gave, and then he said, "I'll give you the other half on the 30th." The 30th, that's he was like, or maybe even a little bit before. So the fact that he gave me half of the money that I gave, I was like, okay, cool, I could do that. I'll give you until the 30th.
Well, today's
All of a sudden, yeah. So the 29th hit, and I go in his inbox. I'm like, yo, you got that? or you won't have it tomorrow. He don't read it. The 30th comes, I go, I was like, yo, what's up? I go in the inbox, the nigga block. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right, lesson learned. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be out here trying to scam artists. And I want people to understand Brandon Kintz, Kintz, scam artists. I just don't want the same thing that would happen to somebody else if they put more money into it. So the fact that I was on his podcast, like the whole comfortability about it, because it wasn't like it was just no random guy. Like I was on his podcast. We talked frequently. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds familiar.
Mm. I was like, God damn. So I'm like, I'm like, all right, cool. So I let my people know. I even let my homeboy King Peter Hustler know, because it said that he was out in his area, shit like that. So I was like, yo, be careful with him. So if anybody listening out there, whoever's friends with him, yo, son's bad business. Don't buy no beats. Don't buy no Spotify playlist thing. Because what he do is he does the cheating thing. Because I know there's certain people who they got the playlist, but they actually do the mechanical, like the actual group. He does like the little mechanical stuff that you'll get boost, but you won't even know if anybody's listening. You just got high numbers for side and everything like that. Yeah. So fuck Kent's TV, man. Fuck you motherfuckers. If I catch you, man, I'm gonna get my other half of my money one way or another.
Yeah.
One way or another. One way or another.
If
If we in a safe state, so I'm just saying I'm gonna get my money.
Shout out to
That's some
Pittsburgh
bullshit.
Steelers. That's my team. So, I got to give them a shout out. Pittsburgh Steelers, come on, the Iccy Show's vouching for you. You need to do it for me. For real, guys. Get it together.
Man,
Get it together.
I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else, man. I don't fuck with the NFL, yo. Ever since them niggas banned Colin Kaepernick and everything for kneeling and everything like that, been like, fuck the NFL. I didn't even watch the motherfuckers when 50, Dre, Snoop, M, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick was on the halftime shit. I watched till it got on YouTube to watch the shit.
Yo, that shit was fire. My son did the sea walk on that video with Snoop. Yo, I had that shit live full of
I seen that. That's just what it is. Everybody, like even the people in Pittsburgh, I be at work and everything, and they want to strike up a conversation. They be like, "Yo, did you see the game last night?" I like, man, fuck the game last night. I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. I got better things to do.
I was hoping that would do some halftime for the Super Bowl one year. That's what I was hoping to see one day.
Say what?
To see Rap Star do the halftime for the Super Bowl one year. That's what I would like to see.
I'll do it if the NFL starts supporting Black Lives Matter and actually giving a fuck about, police brutality and all that shit. I'll do it then. But, they don't even pay you on there, They don't pay the artists to perform on there. That's all just, promotion and shit.
I would like to see Rap Star. He's the one that makes the flyers for the Iccy Show. He's been supporting the Iccy Show for the 5 years. Full effect. If you don't know his logo, you don't know the name, look at the flyers that been coming on my page with his star on there, with his little signature, he's up there.
Look like that.
Rider right there, boom, boom.
Yeah, it look like that. Look like that. You know what I'm saying? Look like that.
Yes, sir. So where do you see yourself in the next year, Rap Star? Do you see yourself on tour? Do you see yourself perform? I haven't seen you come to Boston.
You know what? I'm trying to get a lot more music out. Like my whole focus is to get as much music as I can. And I've been on my clerical work for real. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I literally been on my clerical work. And when I mean clerical work, when you're doing different tasks and you gotta do emails, you gotta connect with this person, you gotta connect with that person and everything. I haven't even really been writing all like that, and I got a few songs that I actually need to get done, but I just been on my secretary shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think by the next year, I want to actually get enough songs to where I can go out and start performing, because I really do want to go to Boston. I really, 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 really want to go to Boston. Like the next time you got that anti-bullying shit, yo, I'm down on it. But the next time I'll be up there, I'll have about like 10 songs that I can just rap straight through. You know what I'm saying?
Take you
So,
around with me and let you enjoy my life for a little bit.
oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Because we do it on the East Coast. That's what I do it. But it's crazy. Like, speaking of it, like I just got a guy, shout out to Sly Cat. He just did a documentary on me. He's from the West Coast. He's from Las Vegas. And shout out to Bourgeois Latte Radio. They over in Nevada. I think it's Nevada. Is it Nevada? No, I'm sorry, Arizona. I'm sorry about that. They're in AZ. They're in Arizona. And I just won their talent search. 1990-ish took first place. That's where I was trying to get everybody to do the vote. But Facebook and Instagram was on some dickhead shit, and they blocked the link. So every time I was trying to share that, people was thinking I was trying to scam them or spam them or hack their shit and everything. I really was trying to hustle, but thank you for everybody who voted.
I voted. I
I
shared
got
it.
the I got the number one spot. You know what I'm saying? Got the number one spot. East Coast hip hop is coming back full swing, baby. Wait till I get. I'm not even in my stride yet. I'm just, I'm in the bullpen. I'm in the bullpen. Y'all gonna see some fast shit.
Let's get it for real, for real. This is Rap Starr, the one and only. If you don't know who he is, do your research. You see him on my page. You see him, his music on my daily event with the pictures. Go support him. If you can have a show and have him come perform, link with his manager. He does have a management team, Beverly Bush. He's for danger. Salute to that team. Also, if you want him to come to your school to be a mentor to the students, make sure you link with his manager, Beverly Bush. And yeah, if you have a tour that you want him to take part of your tour, link with his manager, Beverly Bush. Rap Starr, what radio stations have you been on in this past year? You didn't get that one, huh?
Oh man. Let's see. I've been on a lot, man. I've been okay, like I said, Sly Cat. I've been on his podcast, his radio station. I've been on Bourgeois Latte Radio. They was playing 1990ish. Hot Double X online magazine radio. I was on there. Actually, 1990ish was spun. It's spinning right now. So every time when you see me post and I say, "Yo, Hot Double X online magazine or magazine online radio, please play Rap Store 1990ish," it's always getting spun. So when I do that, I want people to to request it. That's how you request it. Just tag that. But
Big
I've been
style.
on that radio station. I've been on that radio station. So, mm, let's see, Pandora playlist, and that's the only just the most recent. I can't even call it, but I think maybe I estimate my number is probably about like 20 radio stations this year. That's a
Go.
low. That's actually a low number for me because I haven't been. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of clerical work, so I haven't even really been grinding like I usually do. Because I just been talking to agents about clearing samples and getting all of my ducks in a row. Shout out to my homie Sonny Brasco. Um, he's my engineer. One time I was chilling with him and I was doing what you call a jitney here in Pittsburgh. We have what you call jitney. It's like a cab service. So you have a friend or you might call somebody, yo, I need you to drive me some from here to such and such and everything. It would be like $20, this, that, and the third, like that. So I'm going over there and he was like, yo, can we stop at the bank? Stop at the bank real quick. We stop at the bank and he was making deposits in his business account. And that's the next step in the music business that I'm trying to do is right when I get all the songs that I actually want and that's put out. My next step is open up for my LLCs to get that, you know, because that's how major artists and major labels and major companies, they can take you seriously as an artist when you already start handling with the paper. So, you know, that's something that I'm trying to get to, trying to get the bag, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Rap Star, where would you like to travel to one country to perform if you got to pick a place? It could be out of the country or
That's a hard question. I would say any country that can appreciate hip hop. I know there's countries out there that bans hip hop artists and everything, but I think any country that actually appreciates, you know, true hip hop. You know, it could be anywhere in Africa, it could be anywhere in Asia, it could be anywhere in Europe, it could be South America, the Caribbean, it could be here in the United States, you know. I think the best place to perform is when you have a lot of people who's feeling what you're feeling, you know, and even if it's the language barrier, you know, just the fact that they enjoy that song so much, they might not even understand English, but they understand your song and everything. You know, I don't know if you've seen a recent DJ. I forgot. I don't know who the chick is. I never heard her, but this chick said that as big as a success as 50 Cent is in the club, she do not feel like it's a good enough record. And when she spins the record, it does not get played as much as people think. And it's a trash song. And she said that she's 30. She's 30 years old and people don't request that song. I said, how do you not? People's birthday is every day.
right.
In the club is you got like three happy birthday songs. You got happy birthday. This is on the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. I mean, Get Rich or Die Trying documentary, by the way. If y'all want to go and look it up, Get Rich or Die Trying, one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. There's a documentary because this year on February 6th. Now, this is the connection. This is the reason why I have like a connection with like 50 as far as like his music, because the biggest debut album was the Get Rich or Die Trying. The one before that was Doggy Style by Snoop. Get Rich or Die Trying released on February 6th. My birthday's February 7th. You mean to tell me I in the club, go shorty, it's your birthday. So you got happy birthday to you. Then you got the Stevie Wonders, happy birthday to you. Then you got go shorty, it's your birthday. We go, come on, man. Like, yo, some of these people who was born in the 90s, man, I wonder what the people who was born in the 80s and 70s was fucking taking when they birthed us, man. Because some of us don't got it all right here.
I'm a 70s baby. I'm a 70s.
I'm wondering what the hell was y'all drinking? Because some of us 90s babies are fucked up in the head, yo. Little young motherfuckers. A 30-year-old DJ said in the club was not like, yo, she don't deserve to be a DJ. And somebody take her turntables and tell her to be a spectator and a fan. That's like saying that my music ain't good music because you can't twerk to it.
Oh shit. What's up, peace bombs? I see you. I see you. So, where do you? Are you still there?
Mm-hmm. I'm
What
here.
about? Oh, okay. What about your clothing line? Do you see yourself closer to your clothing line coming out?
Sure. All the clothes that I have is actually for real, just me rocking my own shit because you know I'm into the whole fashion. Um, if there are people who you know want to buy certain stuff, you know, with me on it, there's ways of doing it. It's not through me right now because I don't have that distribution. I'm just like I said, I'm just rocking. some unique clothes because I don't want to look like the next guy. So I'm just doing my own thing. But, you know, sooner or later I will have maybe, you know, some t-shirts to be selling to rock because that's what I do. You know, I do that with you, you know. I got some, you know, Iccy Showw, you know, gear, you know, and I feel like I do that to every publication. Just every publication that I rock with, I feel like I gotta rock a piece of them, you know, with me, you know, to show support. Because like I said this with every interview that I do, you know, artists like me, we're the next Tupac, we the next Biggie, we the next Nas, we the next DMX, we the next LL Cool J, we the next Lauryn Hill, we the next Lil Kim, we the next Missy Elliott, we the next MC Light.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are the next Hot 97, Power, Angie Martinez, Miss Info, DJ Envy, uh, uh, Sway. Y'all are the next Sway. You know, these are you know the next generation of the popular podcasts and radio and DJs that we know. So we all gotta you know support each other. You know, the artists need the DJs and the radio personalities, and the radio personalities need the artists. Goes hand in hand.
Is there anything you would like to bring up that we didn't bring up? And any shout outs you want to give up? This is the time to bring them up.
Mm. Let me ask you a question. What do you feel about this whole AI technology type stuff, like you know what they're trying to get into the music and everything? What you think?
I think I don't like technology point blank. So I hope let's just leave it like that. I just don't like technology. I like the pen and paper when I see an artist in the studio, right? You want the pen and paper instead of on a cell phone or just going there and spitting off the head. I like to see that work. Like I like to see you know, like what your rhymes are, you know, where your brain is. Like it's just one thing you're thinking right now. So when you go to perform, you're gonna not remember your song, your lyrics, or anything like that. So is that
You know what bugged me out? I was over my dad and my stepmom's later this week. I went back to visit, and she always had the news on. Me, I don't watch the news because I try not to like watch anything negative or anything that would like bring my way, and I always feel like the news be lying anyway, you know. So I don't watch the news. But she had the news on, and I happened to glance at it, and something caught my eye because it said that it was talking about the AI technology, and it was saying that in the next 5 years, about 83 million jobs will be eliminated and eradicated thanks to AI technology. But it will give an opportunity to open more doors, and I'm like, well, 83 million, that's a lot of jobs right there, a lot of careers, you know. And if you're going to open doors to a lot of opportunities through AI, well, what if that certain individual don't want to do anything with it? Where are those people going to fit?
it's
You
like
know
you
what
go
I'm saying?
they got the robots in the surgery room now, and
Right.
that's what's working. And if you refuse them, they like give you a hard time about it, and it's like I'm not risking my life in a robot's hand. You know, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that's
you
not.
better off as being in a human because here's the thing about robots. Ro- Robots are only correct if the person who made them gives them that command. You know what I'm saying? So if robots are supposed to be perfect, cool, but it was human, it was man who made the machine. So why would I go to a machine when I could just go to a human? That makes no sense because the human is like who came like the chicken or the egg or something like that. I was like, well, the human made the freaking egg. The human made the freaking robot, so why would I go with the human or go with the robot and not go with the human? That makes no sense, you know. And then a lot of jobs is going to be put out too. Like shoot,
Hotels. Check.
like all of the like jobs. Like there's no trade anymore, yo. Like electricians and plumbers, they're going to be out of business, huh? The things that we take for granted forever. Like if you think about it, like I was signing something one time, and I write in cursive. Now, being a '90s baby, I went to Catholic school, and I'm like the last of my generation that actually knows how to write in cursive. These early 2000 babies don't know how to write in cursive because they didn't grow up in the school writing cursive.
Yeah.
90s babies did. 80s babies did. 60s, 70s babies did. Handwriting, that was a part of the curriculum, especially in Catholic school. So I was writing, and one of my managers was telling me that I had, nice handwriting. And it was like, well, they don't even have that anymore in the new schools because everything is so technical now. Like before, they would teach you how to write a check. Now, not too many people really deal with checks anymore because you got the new stuff like not only the debit and the credit, you got the chip, then you also got the tap to pay, then you got the Apple Pay, then you got the Google Pay. You got different apps that are used to pay for things. You know, there's people who literally walk around with no cash in their pocket. I tell you, I work at Home Depot. Do you know how mad people literally have came up to me with hundreds of dollars of merchandise and get mad when I say we don't have Apple Pay because they don't have their debit card and they don't have cash? They gotta go all the way home to go get it.
It's not old school.
Technology, technology is cool, but you know, my grandfather, he always say this. My grandfather always say this. He said, "Yo, when what happens if the lights went off? What happens, if we had a blackout? The city would be in turmoil because nobody wouldn't know what the fuck to do for a long period of time without electricity."
Stock up on your candles. That's all I say.
Yeah,
I got candles for real, for real. What's up,
yeah.
Matthew?
So like it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Different things like different things. I was talking to the guy who does my taxes. I was with him early yesterday morning. And me and him, we was just talking about how like the company that he's in, they're changing their system to where the phones that they have in the building, you could only receive calls if you're actually doing taxes. Like if you're actually calling about something business, it will ring. You could do like a phone call, video, and everything like that. And it was like it's technology trying to be impersonable. They would rather for a customer to do the shit on the phone because he said young kids do that anyway. Young kids is always about the phone. The younger generation is always about the phone. So rather than asking for another person for help, they would rather go on their phones and go to YouTube and try to, figure it out from there or something like that. So he said that's why the company is moving towards that way because the newer generation, they don't want to take the time to come down here and work on their taxes. They don't want to come down and, go through the whole process. They would rather quick do it in a hurry all on their phone while they doing other stuff.
Yeah, true. And
So
I don't mean to
what you
cut you. Continue. I'm sorry. It was
no, go ahead. I would just say, what was you saying?
speaking of what you were talking about, technology. Have you guys been that's tuning in on here? I see you, everybody. On like October 4th, like everyone's gonna get that emergency thing, and they say not to open it. It's all over the news.
What's the emergency thing? I don't watch the news, so
Alarm to go to everyone's cell phone, everybody, and they're not supposed to open the link. They're telling everyone not to open the link.
mm.
So it's
What
all
the
over.
link look like?
Huh?
What does the link look like?
Oh, well, it's coming from Google. It's coming from the news, Fox 25 News. It's coming from all everywhere.
Mm.
So everybody, I don't know. I've been sharing it on my page. Like, for real. I don't know. I'm not the pro on it, but this is technology again. You know, back to what we were just talking about, and it's like serious. It's like when we were going to school and shit, we didn't have to worry about this technology and all this. I don't send my kids to school at. You know what I mean? Like, you never
Mm-hmm.
know. It makes you think. You know, you gotta be 10 toes ahead, not 10 toes behind.
Right.
Like you
Right.
know, everybody needs to like come together, more love, more peace, and we need to do it. Like we can't start next year. We already whoever made it past the corona, you guys had a second chance of life. So this is your second chance, not to mess it up, not to make the world worse, or you know, all these floods happen in New York was underneath water. Happy birthday to my niece. She turned 1 this weekend, but it was all underneath water, all water. You know, all these floods happen in Cali. You know, the fires in Hawaii, Canada. You know, these are all toxic fumes in the sky that we're all breathing in. You know, the world goes around and around, but you know, we're all breathing that stuff in, and no wonder why asthma's on a spike. You know, no wonder why health problems with lungs is more on a spike. The air,
And lantern flies and shit.
yeah, facts.
The
Like
fuck did
no,
they? Where the fuck did them niggas come from? China?
I got a glass table outside, no bullshit. Right after it rains, you go out there and it looks like little black pellets all over the glass table. I wash it down. It rains again, little black pellets. I'm like, where are these little black pellets coming from? Little like dots, like pea size. And I'm like, this gotta be coming from the sky, but this is everybody is breathing this shit in. People have to realize
Mm-hmm.
all that fire when the ash goes up in the air, you know, that's like floating, just like a balloon. It floats, it flexes, you know. So people need to
Mm-hmm.
together because you know if we don't get it together, our kids aren't going to have a future. Our grandkids aren't going to have a future. And I keep on stressing this and saying this on almost every interview, but this one is deep, and people really got to start today. Like, stop bringing Bible studies, stop bringing church back into how you want to believe and what you want to believe, but make it positive and like act now because this stuff is really happening. Like, for real, for real. No BS. Like, people got to be awoke, like for real. Like you think I don't know? I'm 45. Trust and believe. My grandmother raised me, put me in the right path, like to be awoke. You know, so people need to be more awoke because that's what's gonna happen. Like you need to be awoke right now, for real. Stock up on your food, your canned goods, your toilet things. Like they're talking already about another lockdown, a shutdown out here. Do we have a lockdown, a shutdown? You know, what is people gonna do? Schools again? Like, come on, people, start thinking ahead of time. Don't wait until everything's closed, stores this and that. But get your Pedialyte, get your Tylenol, get your baby wipes, get toilet paper, paper towels, canned goods. Like, get a can opener that you
Don't forget that sage. Get that sage and burn that motherfucker.
candles. Like, for real, like, start now. Like, when I said it before when we had it, you guys thought I was crazy, and I stocked up on it. And then this year, I'm doing the same thing. Why wait until we're on a lockout and then you got to scram for everything and paying top dollar and come on, we already dealt with that. Be smart, be ahead of it. You know, come on, guys, for real, for real. I appreciate that.
Always, we always gotta, try to, educate people, because it's more than just a conversation, I want every time people like hear my voice, something positive and something informational, that they need to know. I don't want to be talking about no bullshit, Um, I want people every time they hear, my interviews, they get something out of it, rather, for hip hop or for life or bettering, the next generation, you know. I just, certain things that I just be talking about. Like when I go to, different radio stations or when I speak to many different people with musical backgrounds, and sometimes I like to get to um hear what people's input on certain music and what their ideas on, and that's how I like gravitate, engage. Okay, how can I understand if this person is going to really appreciate, my music or whatnot? you know, because I really try to not conform with what everybody wants to, do as far as music is concerned, because music is subjective. You know, you might not think that the alphabet song is much, but guess what? Motherfuckers use it when you teaching your babies the English language, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
You
And
know, so
you
you
want to
know, that's just what it is. This is like, I remember there was this person who said something about my style, and they was talking about how I'm like old school hip hop, and they was saying that I'm from Pittsburgh, and they said I got an East Coast style, and they saying, well, you might lose your fans if you sound like one place or another or something like that. And I'm like, motherfucker, you do understand that Pittsburgh is East Coast, right? Because I was like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, you can't really say that because there's artists that we know. I just realized, I just found this out. Nate Dogg is not really from the West Coast. Nate Dogg is from Mississippi.
I think I heard of that before already.
Hmm. But everybody knows Tupac is from New York City, but we give him a pass every time he say West Side.
Hmm.
So I think people, you know, when people say things like that, I just don't think that people really understand hip hop, and understand, there's certain places where, like, it's your geographical area, but it's also who you are. Now, I just don't understand how, like, an East Coast artist could sound like they from Chicago or sound like from down south, because that's the trend right now. If you from the Bronx, you should not be sounding like you from Atlanta. You know, like, your whole style shouldn't be talking about you trapping out the bando. We East Coast niggas didn't know anything about trapping out of the bando until trap even came on the scene. You know, I don't know nothing about the trap house, but I know something about the crack house. You feel me? So I'm like, I think people, they need to have like their own style. Like, I remember I was watching something. It was Angie Martinez, and she was interviewing all of these hip hop women, and she was talking about there's like a cookie cutter situation where these new women, all they want to talk about is their sexuality, and this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. And, is that, can hip hop, women in hip hop do more? And, um, you, you know, each, each female artist, they had something, different to say about the situation. I like MC Light's response, because MC Light's response was like, yeah, I understand, but we also got to understand that the men is doing the same thing too. And we got to
Hmm.
hold them accountable too. We can't just talk about, how women in hip hop is exploiting sex. Meanwhile, the rappers on this side, they doing the same exact thing too. You know, I think as artists, I think as MCs, both male and female, I think that we have a responsibility to the public within our music. And I think it's not the message within the music. I think it's the oversaturation of the message. In the 90s, you had many different, you can go to many different lanes. If you wanted the soulful, spiritual type, you would go listen to, like Lauryn Hill, or you would go and you would listen to Erica Badu. If you wanted something nasty, you would listen to Little Kim, or you would listen to Trina. If you want something like, just straight up, gangster, you would listen to Remy Ma. You would listen to Foxy Brown. You would listen um, for some hip hop shit, MC Light, some crazy freaky shit, Missy Elliott. People had their own style, and you can express many different styles that you would like within different artists, because even the artists had many different styles to them. They just wasn't one thing. And I think also, like, you know, we can't really criticize the women for being over sexual in their rhymes when the men are doing the same exact thing and not talking about anything else. You know, I think we as, like I said, we as MCs, we need to do better and talk about other than the strip club music. Because like I said, I was telling my grandfather before, I said back in the day, artists, they couldn't wait to get on the radio. That's when you know you made it, when you was on the radio. Now it's you got to go to like the night scene because they play, you know, the entertainment is the nighttime, you know, for the strip club and everything. But at the same time, where does that leave, you know, hip hop at? Like real hip hop. You know, if everybody is uh have one track mind and they say ignorant stuff like Eminem's not the greatest artist because uh they don't play his music in clubs, or you can't play Eminem at a black in a black what they call it, a black family reunion. If you can play songs at a black family reunion you haven't made, I'm like, well, that's not really how you would judge hip hop, because you know it's just not. And I was like, in each thing is different. So I was like, so you can't really say that. So it's like, if that's the case, then a lot of your hardcore artists that's just actually nice, like, okay, if you can't play Eminem at a reunion, that means you can't play Cannabis, can't play Tech Nine, can't play Hobson. These are artists that are kind of in the same bracket as M, but you mad because they don't play your record in the club? Like hip hop is so more watered down now. And then when you speak on it and everything, and some people be getting mad because they say I'm a purist. And I say I love hip hop so much that the fact that, you know, if I say nah, I'm not gonna do that. Like I tell my grandfather all the time, he be telling me, he said, if somebody offered you $1 million and they said, you know, they was gonna say that they was gonna write the rhyme for you and it would be a guaranteed hit, would you do it? And I say no. No disrespect to anybody else who would take it for somebody writing their own, joints and everything. I don't want to be in that rapper in that position. If anything, I would want to be the rapper in the position where they're offering me to write for you.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck I want? What the fuck I look like? Taking somebody help in a rhyme. I can't be a rap star. See this shit, rap star. I cannot be a rap star if I don't write my own shit. I just can't do it. I'm not me. You mean to tell me out of all the time that I spent time working on my craft since I was like 12 years old, I'm just going to give it away because, man, now people, they collaborate and everything like that. But that's different when people collaborate because you write your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like the song Paradise with LL Cool J and Anne Marie. The LL Cool J part is all LL Cool J. The Anne Marie part, where it's like the hook and the chorus, 50 Cent wrote the chorus. I don't know if anybody knows. No wonder why I like that song a lot, because it got two of my favorite artists on one track. One, of course, with the lyrics, and the other one with the writing with the hook.
Definitely.
It's crazy, but I'm a purist, so I feel like, I can't be who I am if I have an assist with my pen. That's just me.
Facts,
I'm a
facts.
writer.
You wanna spit something right now off the head?
Off the head. Let me see. I haven't done this in a while, so let me see. Let me see. Um, it's your boy Rap Store. I got the man. It's your boy Rap Store. I got the man military. Everybody know when I get it. It's so scary. It's the R to the A to the P, STA to the double R. Everybody know it's a rap star. They bumping my car, they bumping my songs. I don't really care, man, cause you know that it's on. East Coast till I die, this is how we ride. Walking through the hood with the band and the tag, gold chain around my neck, tripping on with the tech. Everybody knows they about to break their fucking neck when they get to the stage when I'm on. Fuck around, cause you know I'm about to get it poppin'. What these lyrics that I'm dropping, ain't nobody stopping the kid when I have to go and have to flip your wig. You know what? I'm like a 16 with the stick. You know I do it biz, I do it live. You know I'm about to survive. Maybe this homicide, lyrical. Fuck around, I might have to get you, spit at you. Man, I get the do rag with the wave. Fuck around, I'm about to go with the switchblade. Hey, I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. 15208. That's the zip code. You know how I go with the flow, spitting the 16. Cause you know I'm on so cold, so icy. Cause you know they can't stop me, they can't fight me. I'm caught, man.
Ah,
There's a little something like.
Icy, so icy. That's what I'm talking about. We got Rap Star here from Pittsburgh to Boston 607 to 978. I appreciate you coming on here again. Is there anything you would like to bring up before we end this interview? And check him out. That was off the dome of his head. It was fire. Salutes, definitely.
It was alright. I could have done a lot. I could have done a lot better. It's alright, though. But nah, nah, for real, for real, for real. No, nothing much. You know, the only thing I want to say is, you know, beautiful danger entertainment. That's what's up. And fuck Brandon King. You know, fuck that nigga. You know, let me get at you, bro.
Okay. I see you, Rap Star. Salute. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. My condolences if anyone has lost anyone. And again, Rap Star, I appreciate you coming on the Iccy Show. This is
You
interview
know
500
it.
interviews I've done in 5 years, and you've been on probably like five of them. This is probably like the fifth one. So salute.
Mm-hmm.
I see
You
you, Rich.
already know.
So, anyone that's getting interview with Rapstar, link with his manager Beverly Bush, Beautiful Dages. Salute to everyone. We are internationally, not just local. So salute. Happy Sunday, and God bless everyone. Much love and respect. Free the cheers. Let's go. Peace.
Yeah.
Thank you.